Hey guys, welcome. Let's go ahead and get into 4 problems. Make sure you know all your properties for the quiz. And here we go. Alright, our first shape we're going to talk about is a parallelogram. That was an ugly parallelogram, but there it is. Okay, so we're given the following situation here. We get x minus y and 11. And we got 19 over here. And we get 2x plus y. Okay? So we want to solve for x and y. What we're going to find out here, since it's a parallelogram, we know that opposite sides are congruent. So this is congruent to that, and these are congruent to each other here. So we got to set up what's called a system of equations. So I'm going to go ahead and write the systems of equations up here. Our 2 equations, we got x minus y is going to be equal to 11. And then we got 2x plus y is going to be equal to 19. Okay, so just give us some extra space. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Our problem here is we need to go ahead and use our systems of equation. I'm going to choose 2 methods. We can do substitution or we can do elimination. I'm going to choose to do elimination here because we haven't done an elimination yet. So looking at these 2 equations, I can actually add them together. And the reason why I can add them together is because I see that one of the variables would cancel out when I add. Negative y and positive y, if we add them, are going to cancel each other. So if I add these equations, I'm going to get a new equation that I can solve. So x and 2x is going to make 3x. Minus y plus y is going to give me nothing. And then 19 plus 11 is going to give me 30. So now this is an equation we can solve, so I just use elimination, so we get 3x equals 30. I can divide both sides by 3 and I get x equals 10. So there's one of my answers. Now I can take this value and I can plug it in right here. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I can do 10 minus y equals 11. I don't really like that color against this, so let's go to a different color. What I can do is I can subtract 10 from both sides, and I get negative y equals 1. Then divide both sides by negative 1, and I'll get y equals negative 1. So these are my 2 answers for the equation, and I can actually plug them in and see if it works. 10 minus a negative 1 is actually going to be 11. 10 times 2 is 20, minus 1 is 19, so this checks out. Alright, let's go ahead and jump to our next problem. We're going to now look at a rectangle. Okay, and there's my rectangle. So we'll put in some diagonals. Okay, and this is a rectangle. And let's go ahead and put in what we know. So we are given that we have a 45-degree angle here. Right here, we don't know the value of x, but we want to find it, and we don't know the value of y, and we want to find it. Okay. So we got to use our rules, and if you're wise like me, you're going to probably use something that looks like this to help us. Our rules for a rectangle are right here. Okay, so we know that we have some things going on. The most important thing for us to recall here is that the angles form 90. So if we actually look right here, we get a 90 degree in this section. Because that's 90, I can actually solve for this angle, and I know it's 45 degrees. Okay. Now, I'm not done yet. Remember, these are all congruent, which makes up 4 isosceles triangles. So if I actually take a look, I can actually pull this triangle separate, and I can see that it is just an isosceles triangle, where base angles are congruent. So y is going to be 45 degrees as well, because those base angles are congruent. So y we know is 45. And to find x, I'm going to do 45 plus 45 should equal 90. And x would then have to get us to 180. So x in this case is going to be 90. Okay? So I'm dealing with pretty easy numbers here, but the concepts are the same for what you're going to see on the test. Quiz. My bad. Alright, sorry, I got the problems right here. I'm making sure I'm doing problems very similar to the ones that you guys are going to do. Here we go. This is, that was pretty good. This is a rhombus. Okay, and the rhombus, we have diagonals. And 1 second. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I have to pause the video sometimes. Some people come and ask me questions or call me when I'm in the middle of my video, and I'm just like, I don't have time to take a phone call right now, you know? I'm just like, anyways, rhombus, here we go. Let's put in the information we know for the rhombus, and we are given x right here, and we're given 27 degrees. So with only knowing this one angle, can I find that angle up there? Well, of course the answer is yes, because otherwise I won't be able to do this problem. But remember, a rhombus has a very important thing. It has 4 right triangles, which means this is 90 degrees right here. And because of that 90 degrees, I can actually find this angle right here. And we just have to go ahead and do 90 plus 27 plus whatever we call this angle. We'll just put a question mark there for right now, equals 180. Okay, and if we go ahead and do our math, and I'm going to take out a calculator, we're going to get 90, turn it on first, 90 plus 27, subtract that from 180, and we get 63 degrees. So we know this angle is 63 degrees. Another thing I know about a rhombus is that the diagonals bisect. So this angle is congruent to that angle, which means x is just 63 degrees. Done. Alrighty, last problem, here we go. It's our favorite, so we've done 1 of each problem. Now there's 8 problems on the test. That means I got 2 of each problem on the test. I've only done 1 of each. So here we go. Ooh. Ooh. And we'll call this square C-A-R-E, the care square. Alright, cool. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. CR is equal to 8x minus 12. And let's go, what could the middle be called? Care, let's do a B for Care Bear. BE will be equal to, let's say, 2x. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look at this. Let's get a marker color out. I like the blue. So CR is the whole segment here, whereas we have, let's go with green. That's kind of fun. BE is only half of the segment. So I can't set these equal to each other, but if I double BE, then I could set them equal to each other. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to double BE, and then we can set them equal to each other. So we get 8x minus 12 should be equal to double that of BE, which is 2x. Okay, so we had to kind of think about that one through a little bit. And when we do this, we get 4x equals 8x minus 12. And we're going to go ahead and subtract the 4x over. Boom, boom, boom. And we get 4x minus 12 equals 0. That's okay. Add the 12 over. We get 4x equals 12. And then divide by 4, x equals 3. Okay. I can plug it back in and solve for some pieces. For example, if I plug in 3 here, BE is going to equal 6, which means this would equal 6, which means the whole thing should equal 12. Let's just double check that real quick. 8 times 3 is 24. Minus 12 is 12. Haha! Yes. Excellent. Alright guys, congratulations. You've passed the test. The quiz is tomorrow. Good luck. And don't think there's anything else left to say. I don't think. So I'm going to sign off real quick. And just remember to